Oh man. So I saw this meme today. It was a photo. It's a photo of Kim Kardashian and her 4 children on a beach. And it had this quote from Kim Kardashian. And I don't know how true it is, but even still, it reigns true, right? So the quote had something where pretty much it was quoting Kim Kardashian saying how she studies law, or she studied law because she has so-called black children. Now, I don't know if she actually studied law. I don't know if she went to school for that. I do know she's had some involvement in getting people released out of prison. So, you know, maybe there was a little bit of law study that had to go there. Even still, whether she has a degree or not, doesn't take anything away from her. I don't know what she's studying. I study a little bit of law myself, so she might be thorough on certain aspects. But so she said she was studying law because she has so-called black children. And it kind of made me angry for a little bit, because I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, you know what? Kim Kardashian, as much as, you know, if this statement is true, if this quotation is true, as much as people like to take shots at her, including myself, she has the right idea. And let me tell you why. Because we are in the age of awakening, right? We are in the age of awakening. And I have noticed, took a little bit, but I have noticed that sisters are starting to study more. Sisters are dabbling in other forms of knowledge. But it appears to me, especially when you look at social media, the knowledge that they are delving into, participating in, whatever the case, the knowledge, the information that they are studying, it's worthless. Why is it worthless? It's worthless because they have so-called black children. And not one of those sisters can tell me what burning sage, stones and crystals, Mercury retrograde. I see them talking about all this stuff online, but yet these women have so-called black sons. They always talk about it. Raising black kings, things of this nature, right? But knowing that this so-called black king and this so-called black princess, your babies, your sons and your daughters, are still under the iron hand of colonialism. And if you don't think so, all you got to do is go look on the news or social media, look on YouTube, and look at all the different Aboriginal people around the world who are rejoicing in the death of Queen Elizabeth II. Because in the last 500 years, even up until this day, they are affected by her business endeavors, which are colonial. So knowing that these conditions still exist for you as a so-called black man and woman with children, you would think that you would get away from all that Disney Channel mystical bullshit. And I'm talking to the sisters. You would think that you would get away from all of that Disney Channel mystical shit and actually study something that is going to have an effect with your children. When these folks, these police, these policemen, these police women, when these policy enforcers violate the rights of your child and lay all types of charges upon them, do you think that you are going to be able to lay a stone out under the moon to recharge it? Do you think that you are going to be able to walk around the house and burn sage and light candles and talk about how you're talking to the ancestors? Do you think that is what's going to get these people up off your children? Think, sisters. Let me give you an example. Years ago, and then for those of you who don't know, I've been raising my child since she was 6 months old, since her mother passed away. She's 15 now. Years ago, I was put under attack by the Lorain County Children's Services. They came for me because they were saying I'm neglecting my child because I didn't want to put her in their compulsory schools. Right? I went to court with them and everything. But when it boiled down to it, Children's Services had to come to me and said, you know what? You are correct. We don't have any jurisdiction in this matter, and you have every right to educate your child at home. I went through all of that, but guess what? I studied that. I studied the Supreme Court case law. I knew what they had to have to say, because this is the thing. Children's Services come to my house, come to my door. They're telling me they have the authority to do certain things because they're government, right? But they couldn't produce certain documents that verifies that they're government, which means if they cannot produce those documents, they are not government. And I also made them realize that as well, too. They could not produce those documents. So if you don't have that type of knowledge, in order to be able to protect your progeny, sisters, I'm talking to the sisters, then all of that mystical Babylon, Disney Channel, magical stones, fucking sage, lighting candles, the retrograde and Mercury, all of that is bullshit. All of that is bullshit. And see, the issue here is why y'all are focusing on that imaginary Disney shit is because there's too much information out there and you don't want to focus, just take it how you want. You don't want to focus on the shit that's really going to take work. You don't want to focus on that. So y'all act like you're interested in the law, but then somebody will be able to pull you all the way off to the side on some mystical babble. And you totally get off the trail. Next thing you know, your son is in high school, he's 16, and the police have violated his rights and laid all types of charges upon him, and he's looking at doing time. Because now they want to charge him as an adult. What are you going to do? You going to use your Disney Channel magic to get your son out of the legal issues that he now has? You're going to talk about Mercury in retrograde. You're going to light some candles. You're going to walk around the house with some sage. And then you're going to drop $10,000 on a lawyer. Kim Kardashian has the right idea. And I suggest that you sisters, for the time being, put down all that mystical sage burning, candles, Mercury retrograde. Put that shit down because you got babies. You got babies and you need to be studying the law because this is what they are attacking your babies with. They are attacking your babies with law. And if you do not have knowledge of the law to protect yourself, then all of that shit is for naught and is not even respectable. So whether y'all like it or not, I have to give extreme shout out to Kim Kardashian for at least even sparking that thought in my head, even if what she said is not true. Y'all need to get on y'all shit, period.